Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing this 80s inspired makeup look. This was inspired by a picture that I saw on the cover of Vogue magazine, and it was a picture of Sophie Dahl and she was styled as Debbie Harry from Blondie. I had so much inspiration from that, I decided I was going to do a two-part 80s makeup look. I love the 80s. It was so fun, so colourful, amazing music. If I was old enough to enjoy the 80s when it was the 80s. So today is a very easy wearable 80s makeup look, and then my next video is going to be a bit more of a new wave colourful 80s makeup look. So if you want to see how I achieved today's makeup look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so we're going to start with priming, and I'll be using my usual primers, my Mercier Hydrating Primer all over, and my Benefit Porefessional Pore Minimiser through the centre of the face where I have a little bit of extra texture. For foundation today, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation number 5. This has got a beautiful glowy finish to the foundation. You can build it to a medium to medium full coverage, so enough to get that flawless base, but you still get that beautiful dewy finish, and you still get that natural silky look to the skin, which is perfect for this kind of wearable 80s makeup look. So I'm just working that into the skin using a damp beauty blender, and I'm just building up a couple of layers until I get that medium full coverage. Next, I'm taking my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector number 2, which is an orange-based conceal pigment. So I'm just applying that to the very inner corners of the eyes where they're a little bit extra dark, just to help colour correct any of that blue in that inner corner. Then I'm taking my Nars Creamy Concealer in Vanilla, and I'm applying it to the high points of the face just to add a slight highlight. So the chin, the middle of the nose, the centre of the forehead, and either sides of the nose on the cheeks. Then I'm taking my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm taking it under the eyes and up towards the temple. Then I'm going to blend that all in with the damp beauty blender, and that's going to give a subtle highlight and lift to the centre of the face. Now quickly before that under eye concealer creases, I'm going to set that with some loose setting powder. I'm just using the Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just packing that under the eyes, and I'm going to leave it there while I conceal my eyelids just to really set that under eye concealer. To conceal the eyelids, I'm using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm just buffing that all over the eyelid just to help conceal any veininess in the lids. This also acts as a brilliant primer, so helps to make your eyeshadow last all day. Then before that creases, I'm going to take my MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in Medium, and I'm just going to dust that all over the eyelids to set that base. Now back to the translucent setting powder, and using a damp beauty blender, I'm just going to press that into those highlighted areas just to really set that concealer. I'm kind of jumping about areas of the face with different powders. I do this so those certain areas don't crease quickly. So as soon as I apply a product to an area that's really prone to creasing, I set it straight away, and then I don't have to go back and try and reblend it. It's set and I don't have to worry about it. So once that concealer's all set, I'm going to go back to that MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and just set the outer perimeters of the face. For brows, first of all, I'm just going to comb my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel through the brows just to set them in place. And then I'm going to take my Giorgio Armani High Precision Brow Pencil number 1, which is the darkest shade, and I'm just going to start to fill in my brows and create a shape. I don't want to make the brows too heavy. For this look, she had quite a soft, more natural brows. I don't want to make them too blocky, so it's just more to define them, fill them in, fill in any bald patches, and give them some definition. Once I finish with the brow pencil, I'm just going to take a really sharp brow brush, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Brush number 15, and I'm just taking that along the very edges of the brows just to sharpen them up and just to soften any excess product that's sitting on the skin. Okay, onto eyes. So first of all, I'm taking my MAC blush in the shade Dolly Mix, which is a beautiful fluorescent pink, and I'm dusting that on the very outer corners of the eyes. So on the outer corner of the mobile lid and up into the outer corner part of the crease. So I'm just roughly circling that all over that area until I get a nice soft application of colour. Once I'm happy with the intensity, I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and first of all I'm taking the shade Nuna, and I'm just building that on top of the pink right on the outer corner of the eye. So just packing it in and then blending it, packing it, blending it until again I get the depth of colour I require. So I'm making sure I focus this product right on the outer corners of the eyes and up into the crease. I want all of the intensity to be on that outer corner of the eye just to really lift and give an almond appearance to the eye shape. Next, I'm going to take my Lancome Le Crayon Kohl eye pencil in the shade Noir, which is a jet black, and I'm just going to roughly put that through the top lash line. So we want it quite dark and quite intense, so just making sure we're getting right into the lash bed and creating a bit of a line up onto the eyelid. We don't need to worry about that being too neat, because next we're going to take a smudger brush and we're just going to smudge that eyeliner out until we get a nice smoky lash line. We don't want to smudge it too far, but we just want to soften it so the eyelashes look nice and smoky and nice and thick. Then we're going to intensify it further by just applying a little bit more eyeliner, and then again just smudging it out even further until we get that nice smoky finish. Going back to that Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, we're going to take the shade Darkside and we're going to apply it again to the very outer corners of the eye. So just right at the edge of that eyeliner, we're going to start to pack that eyeshadow on right on the outer corner, and we're going to blend it down into that eyeliner. So just using a really tiny pencil brush for this, just so we've got some really neat precision. Just packing it and then blending it, packing it, blending it until we get a really dark lift to the outer corner of the eye. Then I'm going back in with Dolly Mix and I'm just dusting it all the way through the crease and on the outer corner of the eye, just to really intensify that pink and just to make sure everything's nice and blended. Going back to that Urban Decay Naked palette one more time, and we're going in with the colour Strange, which is a really white glossy highlight shade. We're placing this under the eyebrow. In the 80s they loved an underbrow highlight. Then we're going to take it on the inner corner of the eye and we're just going to blend it up on the eyelid towards that pink and that dark shade. We really want to focus it on the very inner corner of the eye just to give a big pop of highlight. Then for the lower lash line, we're going back in with that Lancome Le Crayon Kohl pencil, and we're just taking it on the outer corner of the lower lash line. So using it about 1/3 in, and we're just going to smudge it into that lash bed, and then we're going to smudge it out with a smudger brush until we get a smoky finish. Then on a small pencil brush, we're going to take that shade Darkside from the Urban Decay palette, and we're just going to smudge that over that pencil just to smoke it out a little bit further. And then taking Dolly Mix and just blending that over the top just to get a really soft pink smoky finish to the lower lash line, just so the whole eye looks like one and it looks complete. Next, I'm taking my white NYX Jumbo pencil and I'm pushing that into the lower waterline just to give that wide-eyed doll effect. And then with our Giorgio Armani Ecstasy mascara in black, we're going to give a generous coating to the lashes. We don't want to be putting eyelashes on. Eyelashes weren't huge in the 80s, so we want to keep it natural with the eyelashes, but just apply a generous amount of mascara so we get a nice voluptuous finish to the lashes. Okay, back to face. So using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette, I'm using the two cooler shades in the palette and I'm pushing that under the cheekbones. So just packing it on and then blending it out until we get a nice strong contour. Contouring was huge in the 80s. They loved contouring. A lot of the time they used quite funky shades to contour, more like blush shades, but for this we're just going to use a contour shade and then it makes the look a little bit more wearable. Then we'll take our Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer and I'm going to use that on the outer portions of the forehead and under the jaw and down the nose, just to add a little bit of warmth and a bit of a bronze to the skin. Then to make this 80s look complete, we need to pack on a ton of blush to the upper part of the cheekbone. So I'm using that MAC Dolly Mix blush that we use through the eyes and I'm applying it incredibly heavy right to the top of the cheekbones. So they basically applied their blusher where we apply our highlighter. So right over the top of the cheekbones, up towards the temple, and focusing it right on the back of the cheekbones. That's a very typical 80s application of blush. Then I'm going to take a small blending brush and I'm just going to slightly subtly blend the eyeshadow down in towards that blush. That pink C shade is very, very 80s, and it's really going to complete this look. Now for lips, first of all, I'm going to line my lips with my Giorgio Armani lip liner number 6, which is an orange based red. And then for lipstick, I'm using a lipstick from a brand called KM, and the colour of the lipstick is called Rumba Rhythm. So this again is a beautiful orange based red, and I'm just packing that on top of that lip liner. And then to finish the look off, I'm using my Giorgio Armani Flash Lacquer lip gloss in the shade 523, which is a beautiful cherry red. Now this lip combination with this eye combination really freaks me out. It just doesn't work, but it's typically 80s, so I need to look past my modern take of makeup and just love the 80s. So this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see the video that's going to be coming up in a couple of days of my colourful 80s makeup look, then don't forget to subscribe. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!